everybody, my name is qcknd, and today I'm going to be repairing some leather goods. I'm going to be repairing some of my favorite thrifted leather shoes. I have been wanting to teach myself how to repair leather shoes because I have a couple pairs of like holy grail thrifted shoes and I want to keep them going. Like, I don't want to just throw them away, but they are in disrepair, and because of that, I don't reach for them anymore. Like, in my closet, I'm like, no. Literally, I'm just a couple YouTube tutorials in and a couple things purchased off of my Amazon list. This video is sponsored by my brother, I guess, who gave me an Amazon gift card for my birthday. I want to try it out. I want to repair some of these shoes. I love these shoes. Some of them have been with me for years, some of them have a great story, and if it's true, if all it takes is a little bit of TLC to bring some of these leather shoes back to life, I think if you can thrift these pieces and know that they will last a long time and learn how to take care of them, that feels important to me. So today I'm going to try my best to repair 3 different pairs of thrifted leather shoes so I can keep them forever. And I might ruin them, but we're gonna try. But before we get started, I would love to thank the sponsor of today's video, actually, which is Function of Beauty. So if you didn't know, Function of Beauty is a customized hair care routine where you take a short customized quiz asking you different questions about your hair goals, and then a unique shampoo conditioner is created for you to help you get to your hair goals. So I have been using Function of Beauty now for 1 year. It is my 1-year anniversary with Function of Beauty, and for Valentine's Day I thought it would be super special to reignite our flame. No, but seriously, it has been a year since using Function of Beauty, so I wanted to quickly tell you how I have been loving Function of Beauty and what I have changed after using it for 1 year. Currently, my hair goals are a little different than they were last year, as now I have some fun fashion colors in my hair and I am working on natural waves and hydration of my scalp. My Function Beauty profile, which is color protectant, deep conditioning, nourishing roots, replenish hair, and smooths scalp. So this time around it is a little bit different from my last one because of my fashion color hair and because I'm leaning more towards natural styling. This time around I also selected their leave-in conditioner, which has been so great for natural styling. After I get out of the shower while my hair is still wet, I run it between my hands and just bring it through my hair. Still light enough that my wave pattern still shows through and it's nice and deep conditioned while I'm working on replenishing my hair and natural styling. Last time, you know, I'm a little bit of a natural girl, which is why I am drawn to the sustainability of Function of Beauty. However, this time, instead of having no fragrance, I had medium fragrance in pear. I think the medium is the perfect amount of fragrance. I love the lingering smell and it's still a nice natural smell. It's really cute. Plus I got mint green color this time and I love how it looks in my shower with my eucalyptus. It is such a great shower experience, a true treat. So if you would like to try Function of Beauty for yourself, check them out at the links below. And if you use my code, you can get 20% off your first trial of Function of Beauty. Thank you so much, Function of Beauty, for sponsoring this video. You know it's going down when I have the apron on. So with me, I have a variety of different issues with these shoes that I love. All of these shoes have such a special history with me. So I want to today make all of these shoes more functional, more wearable, and just kind of solve the problems that each pair has. And some of them are really unique to the brand. Like these are Doc Martens, and I'll get into why I want to restore these. First, we'll start with these creepers. These are genuine TUK creepers, and these are in the leather style. TUK has a lot of vegan leather styles. I am a huge fan, and I actually thrifted this pair of creepers When I thrifted these and tagged them on Instagram, TUK actually found me, and now we have like a brand relationship. So these shoes really started it all. Whoever previously owned them, it kind of looks like someone kept these in their backpack and broke like a blush in their backpack or in their purse, because there is a bunch of blush all in the nooks and crannies of this shoe. It's covered in blush, and the style of the shoe is so unique that there is just like so many crevices and stuff like that. Also, these shoes are really hard. These shoes have gotten really, really hard, and because I don't know the history of these shoes, I don't know like who had them and how long they had them and how they stored them, but leather can get really, really hard if it's not treated. So I'm hoping for these shoes specifically, we can clean them and then condition them, and that may soften the leather. Also, these shoes, because they're so stiff, creepers all come with these gel soles. They're really neat. They make it so my foot almost like doesn't fit inside of the shoe. My foot is too tight inside the shoe, so I have removed these. Next, I have this pair of Doc Martens. These are gunmetal style Doc Martens, and my friend, a fellow shampoo girl, actually gifted these to me because we were the same shoe size. She said, you know, these have had a full life, they're broken, they have a huge hole in the back, and I have one other pair of Doc Martens that I also thrifted, but they're very different style than this. They're suede. So I thought that these would be really, really special. I love breaking out like a Doc Marten, but after repairing this hole in the back of the shoe so many times, through my research, the way the shoe is made, it molds to your foot. So because these are secondhand, I still feel her foot inside of these. So if we could fix that, kind of fix this up in here. The insole is shredded. These were clearly loved, which I think is great. I have recently gone to the Doc Marten store and bought official Doc Marten laces, so at least we've taken care of that, but everything else we'll repair today. My last pair of shoes, these are my holy grail brown leather shoes. Throughout the years, you've seen these shoes, you know these shoes exactly. When I wear these on Instagram, the comments are always, where did you get those shoes? What shoes are those? I love these shoes. They were my uniform forever and ever, but I wore them to death, These were, I believe, given to me from my grandma. We also have the same size shoes, you know, size 5 rise up. So these shoes were worn by her, worn by me, and they are done. Today I want to do whatever I can to do something for these shoes. They are very, 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 very worn, and they have a giant hole in them. So I wasn't kidding around, my brother did buy me these. To clean these shoes today and address their issues, I have a leather sewing kit. I have leather needles, one with a curve. Next, I have this Lexol kit. So in, you know, buying leather treatment kits, things like that, there's a lot to look for, a lot out there. A lot of polishes that you might find at the store, polish black or brown leather, and I wanted to get something clear, I guess, because the creepers are white leather. It looks like it has a cloth. Okay, this is a sponge. This is a microfiber sponge. And here this is Lexol all leather conditioning, and this is all leather cleaner. So step 1, step 2. The first thing I want to do is take out the laces. The laces on these are pretty clean. Thrifting at Buffalo Exchange, they normally take kind of, you would assume something that somebody's only worn like 1 or 2 times. The history of these shoes, I feel like they're not broken in, and the person who had them, you know, had them in a bag and they broke a blush in them and they were like, you know what, we'll try again next year. So the first step is to just shake this bottle. I'm gonna get Q-tips because there are crevices in this. Okay, so the first step is to just apply it to this whole cloth here. And it's kind of like a jelly. It has these laces, but from what I'm looking at, it doesn't seem pretty simple to remove these. I think some style of creepers, the laces go throughout, but not these. In this crack here is where a lot of the dirt and blush definitely is. And what is that? Hay? Pasta? I love thinking about who used to own these creepers. Right here is so hard to get into. There's so much blush in there. So here it is compared to the unclean shoe so far. I can see quite a difference, but I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera. So let's finish this one up with the conditioning and see if it really makes a difference. Shake bottle well, apply to a clean microfiber sponge, smooth evenly into your leather. Allow absorption in your leather for a few minutes. Ugh. Looks like cholesterol. Eee. Okay. Time to buffer in. Ooh. Ew. Better gleam. I'm putting my fingers underneath to like pull the crease out. That's kind of working. Oh my god. So we'll wait. It says to let the conditioner completely absorb into the shoe. So I'm gonna start on the other shoe and then we'll check back in. Not to be rude, but it smells exactly like the bathroom in the Megabus. Like not like poo-poo pee-pee, but like porta potty cleanliness. I guess it makes sense that leather likes lotion because it is skin. Hello, it is a new day and I am excited. Sad that I wasted a whole day. What happened? The leather cleaning and conditioning kit, I followed the steps incorrectly, so I had to go back, wash the shoes, and redo it. The thing I did wrong was after you use the buffing soap, you're supposed to wash it off, whereas I put conditioner right on top of it. But all the shoes recovered really nicely. I have gone ahead and conditioned these Doc Marten boots. I am worried that these shoes are the ones I won't be able to save. I sunk a ton of time trying to find the exact make and model of these like gunmetal Doc Martens. And I also wanted to find out if these were somehow vegan or if these were somehow counterfeit. They have this black and white tag, and normally the tag is black and yellow. Although I did find some Doc Martens that have a black and white tag, I could not for certain find out if these were authentic leather or vegan leather. And I'm wondering that because so much of the front of the boot has worn through. So I am going to prime the area that I'm going to paint in white. And this is just acrylic paint. What makes me think that these are vegan leather boots is I used to have a pair of purple vegan Doc Martens and they just like peeled. They just like peeled off. Yeah, and this, for example, is kind of just peeling, which makes me think that these are the vegan ones. I don't know if the vegan ones necessarily have the same shelf life or, you know, durability as the leather ones, but I would say that since the conditioner and the soap were made for genuine leather boots, I just don't know what all can really be done. Maybe there's something that can be done, but it's not what I predicted. Next, with some black, I am just going to go down the outline of the eyelets here. Now that the paint has for the most part dried on this boot, this blur, I'm using some of the black for leather thread, the waxed thread. And we're just gonna try and see what we can do. I think the paint looks good. It just doesn't have like a shine anymore. I can go over it with some clear like varnish, but then I think that will seal the whole boot, so we won't be able to condition the boot again. Although if this is the vegan boot, then I don't think it would matter anyway. So we'll see how this looks. Okay, so here's our hole. I have been fabric gluing it forever, so I'm going to try and cut some of this fabric glue off. And because I am annoying, I am going to sew this in a way that makes the sew, like it makes the thread obvious. I like the idea of things looking mended, and these are Doc Martens, and Doc Martens is such a like iconic figure of like punk, and punk is DIY, and I don't have any white thread. Okay, this is our first stitch. I kind of like leaving the poke in there and then finding the needle on the other end and feeding it through. Especially because you're going through some layers, I feel like this helps. This leather is not going to be very forgiving, so you kind of only have one chance to make a hole. 3 stitches, but I like how it's turning out. This is the last stitch. Look how cool that turned out. I love that. Since these are used and not formed to my feet, what I'm gonna do is take out the insole, which was surprisingly easy. This is wafer thin. Look at this. This is super duper thin. So my creepers insole, they're thick, so like I mentioned earlier, it makes it hard for me to fit into my creepers. So I'm just gonna put them in here so they don't go to waste. And they are a perfect fit. It makes them even more Frankenstein, but they're a perfect fit in here. So once I add the laces, these babies are done. As for my last pair of shoes, which are my little brown shoes, washing and conditioning them actually made a huge difference. So I said before that they were kind of stiff, and I guess if leather is anything like skin, conditioning them has made them softer each time I've conditioned them. So I've conditioned them 3 times, and already they're much softer of a shoe. There are parts of the shoe that are still cracked and stuff like that, but I did see some improvement with conditioning, like some noticeable improvement. Looks like my cat came in and scratched these a little bit. So today I am just going to repair the hole, and I'm going to do that by just patching it with thread. And we'll see if that works. We'll see if I take to these again, and honestly, the thread is a pretty good match. So I think repairing that hole, we'll see what that gives us, and if it is unnoticeable enough to bring these back into rotation. And thread it up. Okay, now I'm going to try and use a straight needle. So I have to say, I am really surprised with how the creepers turned out. It was difficult for me to get all of the blush out of, especially this part of the creeper. Secondly, I was able to get a lot of the crease out. I did not think I could bump the crease out of here, but I think I made a noticeable difference, which was surprising to me. I stuffed the t-shirt in here, you know, just to see if it would work. I had nothing to lose, but I will say it's not gone. It's still right there, and it will come back, but I was surprised to bump it a little bit. So I have conditioned these around 3 times, and I can say that the leather is softer. It didn't have the same reaction as my brown shoes. However, getting the crease out was really nice, and I think these cleaned up really, really well. There is a scratch here that I couldn't condition out, so we are going to touch that with the tiniest little bit of paint. But that does look stunning. When you take the insole out of the creepers, the underside is actually pink. I think I could just take a thin insole out of like an old pair of Vans I have and it would fit perfectly in here. I do need a really thin insole. The ones I took out of the docks are super thin. They're just nasty, but they could be a good placeholder for now. Yeah, that fits. So it has been a laborious couple of days working on these shoes. I think if I wouldn't have made any mistakes, I could have done this probably in a weekend, but I did have to backtrack and clean some stuff up, and some paint and conditioning had to dry overnight. So I could say you could probably finish this, like, if you do a little bit at a time, a couple days out of the week, but here are the results. Now, I want to ask myself, was it worth it to restore these shoes? Would it have been more worth it to maybe go on Depop or thrift some shoes that are in a little bit better condition, or buy them brand new? I think I had a lot of fun restoring these shoes. Now, your idea of a good time might be a little different than mine, but I did like the idea of completing something and doing something, and now I can wear these shoes and feel kind of good about it. I had never restored a leather product before, even though I was a smelly Doc Martens punk in my youth. Taking these and restoring them as a leather good was a new experience for me, and you know, kind of fun, I guess. I had fun cleaning my shoes, and I really got to get experimental working on the Doc Martens. I think these were the hardest ones to do, and halfway through I was like, these aren't really worth it. I don't gravitate towards these shoes. However, now that they have this unique stitch on the back, I'm pretty excited about them. I think now they're one of a kind. I may still spray them with some clear spray paint just to give them back their shine. However, I think that these weren't leather all along, so, you know, I think a true leather Doc Marten boot, maybe even the made in England Doc Marten style, will give you a lot more results if you try to restore it. Since I have a hunch that these are the vegan Doc Martens, really I'm just fixing plastic, which is still fun. But I think a leather shoe will take to being restored a little better. However, now I can walk in these, they are repaired. I love the paint job. I think that that is really fun and unique. And I do like that gunmetal still. I think it's still really unique, and if you're wearing black pants, you put these on and it pops. Bringing life into these shoes was all I wanted. I'm so nostalgic for these shoes. I've had them for 10 years and they have been all over with me. Just giving them the conditioning has softened them up so much, and these I feel like are the truest leather shoes of them all. They really responded so well to the conditioner that I wish I would have known that all along, because all of the cracking in the shoes is what created the holes. So I think if I condition these like once a month or whatever, if I would have known over the years, these could have been shoes that lasted so much longer. Now, I kind of love the little patch I did. It makes me feel a lot more connected to these shoes. I always was connected to these shoes because they're so unique and I get a lot of compliments on them. I felt like these shoes were like my uniform, part of my identity. And now that I've put my own little touch on them, I think that they're so much more special that like I kind of can't wait to get them back out there. Although, you know, it might be close to the finish line for these, I think I have extended their life a little longer and it is really special. So I do recommend, if you have little leather tippy tappy shoes, conditioning them at least, because I did see strong results with these. I'm gonna say doing all this, worth it. However, I have so many shoes, I was kind of hoping I could eliminate one or two of these. So if you liked today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this, or leave your suggestions in the comments down below. Thank you again, Function of Beauty, for keeping my hair clean and your continued support on my channel. Check them out again with the link below. Bye!